Let's break down a big AI risk, a critical vulnerability that demands our attention: sensitive information disclosure. It's a term that should be top of mind for every organization leveraging AI. Imagine an intern who's read every company's secret, privy to the most sensitive strategies and data, then accidentally shares your CEO's address with a customer. A simple mistake, but with potentially devastating consequences. That's what can happen with large language models, or LLMs. These powerful tools are revolutionizing industries, but they also introduce new risks. LLMs are trained on massive datasets, petabytes of information scraped from the internet and internal sources, sometimes including private info that slips through the cracks during the data cleaning process. If a model sees sensitive data enough times during its training, it might repeat it verbatim, thinking it's just another pattern to mimic and reproduce. This isn't just about old training data, however. The risk is ongoing. If employees paste confidential info into AI tools, even seemingly harmless prompts, that data could leak out later, becoming a part of the model's knowledge base and potentially exposed to others. Even private chats with a bot, conversations you believe are secure, can be regurgitated to someone else, blurring the lines of privacy and confidentiality. Once sensitive info goes into an LLM, regardless of the entry point, you lose control over where it might show up, who might see it, and how it might be used. It's a real privacy and security risk, a ticking time bomb for data breaches and compliance violations. One of the biggest challenges in the AI era. Navigating this landscape requires vigilance and proactive measures. Understanding this risk, acknowledging its potential impact, is the first step to protecting your data and building a secure AI strategy. What's the real harm if an AI leaks data? The fallout can be devastating. For individuals, leaked health or financial info is a goldmine for scammers and identity thieves. For businesses, a leak of trade secrets or customer lists can destroy your competitive edge overnight. Legal consequences are severe. Think GDPR, HIPAA, and massive fines for compliance failures. Reputational damage is even worse. Customers won't trust you with their data again. Real-world attacks have already happened, like researchers tricking Microsoft Copilot into revealing private emails. These aren't hypothetical risks, they're happening now. Every organization using AI needs to take this threat seriously. How exactly do large language models, or LLMs, end up leaking secrets that they shouldn't? It's a complex issue with multiple facets. There are 4 main ways these leaks typically occur, each with its own unique characteristics and potential impact. First, we have verbatim memorization. This happens if sensitive information appears frequently enough in the training data. The model might then repeat it word for word, essentially regurgitating the data it was fed. Second is semantic memorization. In this case, the model doesn't just repeat exact phrases. It can leak the underlying gist or meaning of confidential information, even if it rephrases it. Third, we have data leakage through fine-tuning. This occurs if you fine-tune a model on private company data without properly scrubbing or anonymizing it. The model can then inadvertently spit out real client secrets or internal business details. Finally, there are prompt attacks. These involve crafting clever prompts that can trick the model into ignoring its built-in safety rules and revealing confidential data that it should otherwise keep secret. These leaks aren't just random technical glitches or isolated incidents. They're fundamentally built into the way LLMs are designed and how they learn. Attackers who understand these vulnerabilities can exploit these weaknesses by asking the right questions or crafting specific prompts. Even when models are given explicit safety instructions, they can still be manipulated into divulging sensitive information. Therefore, understanding these underlying mechanisms is absolutely key to developing effective strategies for defending against these types of attacks and protecting sensitive data. The risk is very real, and the methods used to exploit these vulnerabilities are constantly evolving, requiring continuous vigilance and adaptation. So how do you stop LLMs from leaking secrets? Start with data hygiene. Scrub sensitive info from training and fine-tuning datasets. Limit what data the model can access. Only give it what's absolutely necessary. Use strong access controls and the principle of least privilege. Add prompt guardrails and output filters to block sensitive info before it reaches users. Advanced tools like encryption and tokenization can keep raw data hidden from the model. Monitor outputs for leaks, but sanitize your logs too. And don't forget user training. Employees should never paste confidential info into public AI tools. The weakest link is often human, not technical. A layered approach is your best defense. When it comes to AI data leaks, there's unfortunately no single, magic bullet solution. Instead, a layered security approach is absolutely essential. It's about creating depth in your defenses. Think of it like a castle data sanitization, ensuring that sensitive information is scrubbed or masked, robust access controls, limiting who can see and use what data, prompt guardrails to prevent malicious inputs from exploiting vulnerabilities, output filters, carefully screening what the AI is allowed to reveal, encryption, protecting data both in transit and at rest, and comprehensive user education all work together as a cohesive security strategy. Major cloud providers like AWS understand this and use this multi-layered approach with a suite of tools specifically designed for redacting data, rigorously enforcing access controls, and carefully filtering outputs. Each layer backs up the others, creating redundancy and resilience. This makes your system remarkably resilient, even if one particular defense happens to fail. The OWASP Top 10 for LLMs is a great free resource, offering invaluable guidance and best practices. Remember, attackers are constantly evolving and creative, and AI models can be inherently unpredictable. Therefore, assume that failure is always possible, and proactively build your systems with that in mind. Protecting your sensitive data in this rapidly evolving AI age is undoubtedly tough, but with a well-defined and diligently executed strategy, it's absolutely possible to achieve. So, stay informed about the latest threats, stay vigilant in your monitoring, and make security a top priority in your AI initiatives right from day one.